Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW M2. This model is finished off in black sapphire metallic. It also has the carbon package, so the MSRP is just over $78,000. We have a lot of nice features for this performance-oriented daily driving coupe, and we will start off underneath the hood, where this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin-turbo engine. This model here is paired to the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 473 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive. It can do 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds, weighing in around 3,700 pounds, and its top speed can be up to 177 miles an hour. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, I think this has a really nice design with all the squared off angles up front. For the 25-year model, one of the only differences is the surround now for the M2 badge there. You have a lot of cutouts in that kidney grille, along with the entire lower section of the bumper. There's parking sensors, LEDs for all of the lighting too, and then a really nice bulge in the hood design there. Now, working our way to the side, this has a set of gloss black wheels with the red M Sport brake calipers, features 6 pistons up front and single pistons in the rear. This also has power folding side mirrors with the turn signal. They're also body colored too, and this model has the carbon fiber roof. Now, you can also opt for a sunroof as well, which we have been able to review and show. Also from the side, you can see more of that wide body angle, especially with the rear fender here and the lower side skirts as well, poking out just slightly. Now, this has a small trunk mounted spoiler. There's a backup camera, all of the parking sensors, LEDs for the lighting too, and then that quad tip dual exhaust. With the automatic, you do have the option of going with remote start as well. So you just triple tap on the lock button to activate that feature. You can also use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to gain access to your cargo space, where for a coupe, it has a good bit of space. Now, you can also fold down the back seats for even more practicality. No storage or anything underneath the floor. But for a performance vehicle like this, you have all the storage that you could possibly want. Now, working our way to the interior, really nice design for the door panel. You'll notice this neat trim accent underneath your memory seats and lock and unlock there. You have your window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, and more storage. This model also features the Harman Kardon sound system, and we get the very nice carbon fiber bucket seats with a two-tone look. There's leather and Alcantara, all the carbon fiber accents too. They are automatic with the one manual strap here, so you just pull on that. The seat is going to work its way forwards. So you're not buying this for a practical 4-seater, but at 5'10", I could ride around town if I needed an extra seat. Plenty of legroom. You have vents, storage in the middle here, and then I'm just barely touching the headliner. So it's even practical if you have kids. You could maybe fit a car seat in the back. I have seen some people do that. So if you're looking for that additional practicality, you really can't go wrong with having this vehicle. Now, the carbon bucket seats, of course, are an option, but one of the most comfortable that I've been able to experience. Now, this also has a leather steering wheel, flat bottom design, all the carbon fiber accents. It's even on these massive paddle shifters too. Now, there's also M1 and M2. And then on the right side, you have volume tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands. And then you can also go through all the information in the gauge cluster. So for this setting, the info on the left side and the right side is going to be fixed. So you can just scroll through all of this, where you have a good bit to look at, just depending on what you need to see. Now, on the left side, there's all the cruise control settings. You also have headlight adjustments with one air vent. And then with the infotainment system, on the home screen, you have a lot of widgets that you can scroll through. You can even add some, depending on what you'd like to have. And the lower section is completely fixed. So you can always get to all this information, where you can even pull up your drift analyzer. So if you want to have some fun in your M2, you have a lap timer as well that you can get into, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the rest of these to adjust as needed. There's also your climates, navigation, and music. These are even heated seats, and then there's temperature adjustments on both sides. You'll notice more carbon underneath that. There's some ambient lighting with air vents, volume tuning, hazards, and defrosters, and then there's cup holders with auxiliaries and wireless charging. Now, you don't have to use this as a touchscreen system because you have the shortcuts down below, which a lot of people really like. It's very user-friendly and easy to go through. With the automatic, that's how you engage reverse. So you get the backup camera with the sensors. And then you have drive, the manual setting, park, and the ability to change how the transmission reacts. So we'll talk about that later. There's traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop, and then M mode is how you can change the gauge cluster. So you can have a little bit more sporty information front and center. Setup is how you get into M1 and M2, so you can have these shortcuts ready to go between efficiency and Sport Plus, depending on the driving you are doing. There's the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get storage with an auxiliary, a locking glove box with plenty of storage, and then garage door buttons and dome lights up top. And then here's a look at visibility. Very large cargo windows for your back passengers there, which also helps in your driver visibility. And then at 5'10", I do have maybe 2 inches or so of headroom, and we do have a height adjustable seat. So you can get a little bit of extra headroom, especially if you're taller than me or you're putting on a helmet. So we are still in the Sport Plus settings from second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration. You can feel those shifts in the highest setting. If we tone it back to 1 now, and still utilizing the paddle shifters here, they're almost non-existent. So a lot more smooth in the feel, and you can even do that while you're doing some performance driving. So it just depends on the feedback that you were looking to get. You have a lot of different options to go with for this car. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M2. Definitely a nice option to go with, and we're one that's pretty well spec'd. I don't know if you can really go any higher or break 80 grand with options. I'm sure there might be a few other options that this is missing, but it's very well equipped, especially having the carbon package. And it's just a great vehicle. If you're looking for a luxury daily driver, you'll get that from a BMW. They're well refined vehicles, very luxury focused. And you can just have a very nice daily driving, pretty much your only vehicle with this M2, and just have a lot of fun with this car. This might be a vehicle that will be coming to our channel at some point in the future. When we have kids, we need the back seat space for car seats or the small kiddos. It makes it a lot more practical, so you don't have to necessarily give up a performance vehicle. You can do it all, have the family with you, and just have a blast with a vehicle like this. So that is going to wrap it up. We'll do one more acceleration. That is going to wrap it up for the 2025 BMW M2. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.